stream is going slowly. I guess I ain't got no instrument out to perform, but I'm wanting to talk to the beginner guitarist and people returning to guitar, picking it up again, uh, struggling to recover whatever skills and ability you had before. And I know about this. If y'all been following the story, you know that I just picked it up again a few months back in November of 2025. Uh, After roughly 8 years of not playing, granted, there were a little bit of playing in that space, but not much. But when I picked it up again, obviously, my finger dexterity and everything was off. Um, I'm actually having to do what the spider exercise now to try to get used to using all four of my fingers again. Because my pinky likes to fly up. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Uh, I mean, I can use my pinky, it's just not the most accurate. And I don't like that it floats up in the air constantly when I'm playing. I mean, when I'm doing certain shit, it just seems natural when I look back at the videos of it. That's where it rests. But there's other times where I'm like, man, you need to be more down and closer to the string so you can finger the note. But I've picked up playing lead surprisingly kind of quick. I started playing Rocksmith again, but the only thing I've really played on there are songs. I practiced Comfortably Numb for a bit again to try to see if I could get that down pat, which I struggle because I haven't played Rocksmith in a while, and the way that I was going through the game, I was trying to use my head rush as an audio interface, and that was a whole journey in itself trying to get it configured right. Like I was able to get sound, but I wasn't able to get any note recognition or anything like that. So it took me probably about a week to get everything working right. And I wasn't using any of the tones from Rocksmith, which I think before I screwed it up messing around not too long ago, I actually had it where you could use the game tone or you could use the head rush tones. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with the sound on it because the sound coming out of the game back through the head rush and into my output device, which I'm just using my amp as an out, through the FX loop. So the sound from the game's kind of weak sounding. Guitar sounds fine, but the sound coming out of the game sounds like echoey or metallic or something. So I'm not sure what that is. If it was like a buffer issue size or something going on, I really don't know. But not too long after I got back to playing, I was looking. Everybody on YouTube that I watch for like guitar stuff would have like backing tracks, and every time I try to click on one that they said was free, it would either be gone or you'd end up having to sign up for something and whatnot. And I was looking around and stumbled across WikiLoops and started plundering around on there and found a couple of backing tracks. One was just a simple bass and drums. It was just a plain thing. Like I don't even really play to it. Like I don't even think I have any videos of that. And then I found another one that I'm not entirely sure the name of the track. I got to go back and find it because I like being able to tell people what the track is that I'm playing on. And my most popular video at the time is of that particular track, and I don't know the name of it. Uh, and as a early creator, I don't have extra storage space on like Dropbox or Google Drive, because most of that stuff's already eat up from documents and stuff from my other business that I was running. So, and I can't just delete those files. I need to keep them for a good little while. I've been working on trying to get all that organized so I can clean it up and free up some space. But man, I'm about redundancy, dude. I really like when it comes to important documents and files and stuff like that. I like to have it in multiple places just in case something happens, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but I eventually did find some tracks that I like. There's one that I haven't played on stream too called Somber Groove or Grove, Somber Groove, which is a dope track, man. But I just don't. I like the track, and it's something that I can see myself playing to. But it's uh, it's a little bit out of my feel. As a guitarist, it's essentially self-taught mostly, except for Rocksmith, and that Rocksmith just kind of teaches you songs for the most part. I mean, they do have lessons on there. Anybody who's played it knows, so you can learn your techniques. And uh, I don't know how many people who play Rocksmith actually talk about session mode, but after a while, session mode's where I spent most of my time because you can choose what mode you wanted to play in. Dorian, Locrian, Aeolian, Phrygian dominant. The blues scale. You can choose your tempo. You can choose the hall, to kind of control that background sound, and then you can choose your backing band. Like there's different types of drums and whatnot, and they have like the dual guitars or crunch guitars. Like anybody who's messed with it kind of knows. You can go in there and fiddle around and find your sound. The interesting thing is that it kind of responds to what you're playing, which is interesting and basic at the same time. One of my videos on my channel from 8 years ago, where I kind of reflect on the peak of my playing, was session mode. And what I was playing and then what the game decided to play went together fairly well. I think that's kind of what spurred that moment is that, I started kind of catching the rhythm with the game. The game was kind of catching on to what I was playing. And it just kind of threw me into one of the moments, where you kind of feel it and you just go with it and just keep playing and fucking add new shit and just kind of going with it again. That's just how the process goes sometimes. But again, back to wiki loops. Anybody in my stage learning to play, like the struggle is always, playing alone kind of sucks. I mean, a guitar by itself, I mean, once you start getting sounds out that sound cool, I mean, it's great. It's awesome making music. But the further you get along in it, the more you kind of would like to have something else, whether it's a bassist or fucking, some drums or something. And drums are easy. You can get drum loopers, and you could probably have some kind of software that you play offline or through your DAW that you create, drum beats. Not through. I mean, I guess there's lots of options. I mean, I'm just now getting back into it. When I left guitar, and I wasn't a huge gearhead then. I mean, I knew guitars a little bit, but I didn't know crap about amps or, effects or anything like that. And now that I'm back, I'm really still don't. I mean, I did a lot of research on the headrest unit that I bought, and I bought it because it had, tons and tons of options. Like the audio interface thing was something that I don't even really think occurred to me that I would use to start with. Uh, but the fact that it had a looper on it, and I always kind of wanted a looper because before you had backing tracks to play to, And ways to do that, the looper was the way I figured you would do that. Is, I would try to lay down either a little rhythm thing of some kind of riff, and just loop it and try to play over it, which is fine. But I'm not a great rhythm player. Like, I mean, I can play certain songs, like if I have the tab or Rocksmith in front of me, fairly easily, and I stumble across riffs all the time when I'm playing rhythm, just kind of noodling around. But yeah, I'm just not creatively. I'm not the greatest rhythm player. Like, I still struggle with because I like the heavier rhythm stuff. Like, I grew up in the era with a lot of new metal, and obviously like Metallica, Pantera, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Deftones, Rage Against the Machine, Mudvayne, Tool. So all of these. So I do like some of them heavier tones and the chugga 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 and brain rot, riffs. But I don't like just the straight chugga. I like when they throw stuff in there, and that's what I'm kind of struggling with, is how to come out of the chugga chugga rhythms or power chords, and for that matter, into some kind of lick. Uh, I can do it a little bit, and it's very basic. It feels foreign to me. So coming directly out of that into the strings that I am comfortable playing, it's kind of odd. Uh, I just keep practicing